Dear students, today in our lecture we'll consider the following questions. First, empathy. Second, culture conflict. Empathy is an ability to put yourself to the place of other person. The empathy also includes ability to define an emotional condition of other person on the basis of mimic, reactions, acts, gestures, and etc. Also, ability is meant empathy to feel and an emotional condition of the person without seeing it. Empathy is a capacity to recognize and to some extent share feelings such as sadness or happiness that are being experienced by another semi-sentient being. Someone may need to have a certain amount of empathy before they are able to feel compassion. Empathy is an ability with many different definitions. They cover a broad spectrum, ranging from feeling a concern for other people that creates a desire to help them, experiencing emotions that match another person's emotions, knowing what the other person is thinking or feeling, to blurring the line between self and the other. An effective response that stems from the apprehension or comprehension of another's emotional state or condition, and that is similar to what the other person is feeling or would be expected to feel. Just as empathy was conceptually distinguished from sympathy, beginning with the early definitions of empathy in the 19th century. The term may be in the process of being distinguished further. Due both to the conceptual confusions between the emotional and cognitive aspects of empathy and to an emerging sense of the differences in the functional aspects of the two phenomena, more recent discussions have distinguished between empathy and the perspective taking. Empathy builds trust. Empathy displayed can be surprising and confusing. When not expected, it can initially cause suspicion, but when sustained, it is difficult not to appreciate the concern. Empathy thus quickly leads to trust. The next question is culture conflict. Culture conflict. People from different cultures often have such radically different worldviews that what seems like common sense to one side is anything but sensible to the other. Different cultures and the worldviews can lead to completely different understandings or frames of a conflict, making resolution a challenge. Different cultures. Cultures are more than language, dress, and food customs. Cultural groups may share race, ethnicity, or nationality, but they also arise from cleavages of generation, socio-economic class, ability and disability, political and religious affiliation, language, and gender, to name only a few. Culture is an essential part of conflict and conflict resolution. Cultures are like underground rivers that run through our lives and the relationships, giving us messages that shape our perceptions, attributions, judgments, and ideas of self and other. Though cultures are powerful, they are often unconscious, influencing conflict and attempts to resolve conflict in imperceptible ways. Cultures are embedded in every conflict because conflicts arise in human relationships. Cultures affect the ways we name, frame, blame, and attempt to tame conflicts. Whether a conflict exists at all is a cultural question. Culture is inextricable from conflict, though it doesn't cause it. When differences surface in families, organizations, or communities, culture is always present, shaping perceptions, attitudes, behaviors, and outcomes. Thank you for your attention.